Hey guys, welcome back. We're here once again with Hector Martinez, my best friend.
Charlie!
For another exciting episode. I can't wait to see this one, man. I've had this piece in my collection for a number of years now. I just love it. It's one of my favorite crow. Is it resin?
Don't get me started.
Okay.
Don't get me started.
I love this item. All right. Well, this episode's going to be on this beautiful crow statue here that Hector's going to share with us some information on.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Charlie, you know, this statue has been eluding me.
I know.
I mean it. It's been eluding me. I had this statue about 10 years ago, but the paint job was so bad that I sold it. Then I regretted it, I regretted it. But Charlie, I am so happy that he is back in the collection.
So you mean I don't have to sell you mine anymore?
I don't want it.
Okay, good. I know you asked me a number of times, but I didn't want to let it go.
I know I did. I didn't ask you. I begged you.
I know.
I wanted
so I'm glad you finally got this to add to your collection because it is magnificent.
You know, it's a beautiful piece. Charlie, this is what they call a garage kit.
Ah, okay.
It's not made by a large company. In large quantities. This was made by one person. The artist's name is J.D. J.D. is the name of the artist.
Wow.
And this was made in the 90s, the 1990s somewhere. This is probably about, I would say almost like 30 years old.
Yeah.
And it captures Brandon Lee as Eric Draven from The Crow, also known as the Avenger.
Wow, that is hot, man.
You know, it's a beautiful piece, and here he is with his pistol, and he's got his shotgun, and such a great, iconic piece, man.
So this is a custom figure then. Like, it's one of a kind. I mean, he didn't make many of these if it came from an individual collector, right? Or artist that just put them out. Maybe put out a dozen, 20, 30, who knows, right? It was just a handful, maybe.
I can't see more than 100
No,
pieces.
me neither, because these never come up. You never even see them. Now, do you think this is an accurate depiction of a scene in The Crow? Because I don't remember him holding a shotgun, unless you know him better than I do. Did he? Or I know he had a pistol, but did he hold the shot? I love it with the shotgun. I just think it's adds so much to it.
Well, it's based on the scene when he enters Top Dollar's meeting.
Ah, yes. And they're around the table.
Indeed.
Oh, okay.
And he just goes ballistic. And he starts, firing and...
everywhere.
But the reason I dig this piece so much, Charlie, is because it's a combination of Brandon Lee's portrayal as Eric Draven mixed in with James O'Barr's comic version. So if you see, it's Brandon, but then again, it's got a little bit of the comic book Eric Draven.
Right, I can see that.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. They almost use more of a flesh tone on this piece.
I dig it.
Right, I do too.
They didn't use plain white. They gave it that extra color.
Yeah, look at his eyes just piercing through, and the lips.
Indeed.
Wow, this guy did a great job on that.
But look at the smile. The smile is, it's mischievous.
Oh, it really is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a great piece.
He's got that look like, I'm here to avenge, my fiance. I'm here to avenge myself, and I'm having fun while I'm doing it.
This is great. We'll show some close-ups of this also. We'll take some photos.
Thank you.
Some close-ups in here because this is worth seeing.
Charlie, if you notice, they also use string.
Oh, look at that.
For rope.
Yeah.
What Brandon had in his legs on his pants.
So that's a real piece of string in there.
It's actually string. Yeah.
Wow. Nice. And I love the base they put him on.
Yeah, he's actually standing on a piece of log.
Yep.
And there's pieces of wood and all these different elements on the base.
Yeah.
I think they did a great. I'm going to be honest with you. It's my favorite Crow piece of them all in my collection.
I remember when I picked this up, I thought it was magnificent as well, and it became my favorite one as well.
Yeah.
Because it's so unique.
Yeah.
And the pose is so unique. It's not the typical pose where he has his arms out,
right,
with the crow on his shoulder, which everyone has seen. So this one is an actual very unique pose.
He's in action.
Yeah, he's in action.
It's an action shot.
Which you don't see many of the Crow figures. So this is just magnificent, man.
Charlie, also, he's got a necklace with Shelley Webster's engagement ring.
I see that, and it's movable. Look at that.
It is. It's actually a string and a real ring.
From his neck.
From his neck, yeah. I want to send a shout out to my buddy John Vanderveen, who is responsible for selling me this amazing piece.
Wow,
so John,
magnificent.
thank you so much, man. It's a good friend of mine, known him for many years, and he recently called me. He says, Hector, I'm selling some of my pieces of my collection, and this was one of them, and I immediately grabbed it. So thank you, John. Thank you, bro.
John, you made Hector a very, very happy boy, man. I'm
Indeed.
telling you that much. Look at the smile on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this was magnificent, man. Thank you for sharing those facts with us, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, man.
This was a wonderful episode and just a wonderful piece to display. Let us know, guys. I know there's a lot of big Brandon Lee and crow collectors out there as well. I know Negron, John Negron is one of them. There's a bunch of others that love the crow as much as Hector and I do. So let us know if you have this piece, because very few collectors have shown me this piece in their collection. That's how rare it is. It's not a very common piece. So if you have it, please chime in. Love to chat with you on it. Let us know how your piece looks and leave us a comment below. And once again, I just want to thank Hector for ingratiating us with this wonderful piece.
Thank you,
and
Charlie.
allowing us to do another episode here. And Charles Damiano once again signing out from the Bruce Lee collection, saying have fun collecting. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Give this video a thumbs up. And Hector, once again, man, thank you, buddy. Woo! I love it.
You got it, Charlie.
We'll see you guys next Friday.
Right on.
Yeah.
And I love Brandon. And I think that the crow was his masterpiece.
Well, you have some collection here, man. This is fantastic.
Well, thank you, man. I mean, you know, it's not like a really big collection, but it's filled with stuff that I enjoy, that I love. So I've been collecting ever since the crow came out. I started with the magazines, with the photos, and picked up a few of these pieces here.
And so, what are your top pieces? If you were to point out some of your top pieces you have in here, what do you get drawn to?
You know what it is, Charlie? As a collector, the rarest piece is not always your favorite piece.
Right.
It's it could be a magazine. It could be a small little figure. So, but to me, my personal favorite is the one that started off my collection.
Which is what?
It's this guy up here.
Ah, now was that a model or was that a?
That was a model kit, and it was professionally put together and painted by an artist in the East Village.
Ah, so you actually bought it already painted.
Already done.
Because I have
painted.
that too, but mine's not painted. It's actually still in the box.
No,
but you had yours painted. That's a beautiful job that he did on that. Wow.
Certainly did, yeah. So that's actually my very first Brandon Lee piece.
You know, I think that was one of my first that I picked up also, because when that model came out, right, that was like one of the first crow pieces that they put out. I never got mine painted though. You have to hook me up with that painter, because I think I'm going to do that next.
Well, I bought him like 22 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 20 years ago when the crow came out.
Yeah, I got you.
So I don't know where he is now, but you know what's also pretty cool? This is a crow yo-yo. It's a crow yo-yo. It's the only one of its kind.
Now, what's the story behind the yo-yo?
I went to Comic-Con, and Comic-Con, I was talking to a guy about the crow and collectibles, and he tells me, you ever heard of a crow yo-yo? And I says, a crow yo-yo? I have. He says, but I heard it's a myth. It's not, some people say it exists, others say it doesn't. But how do you know about the crow yo-yo? And I says, well, the reason I know about it is because I have it. And he says, he's looking at me like I'm full of it, you know? But here it is. This is the crow yo-yo.
And how many, he said, came out at the time? Just a handful?
Only 3 were made.
3?
This is actually a prototype. It was made by Todd McFarlane, who does all those wonderful toys.
Yeah, all the figures.
And he tried to put out a crow yo-yo. It's made of metal. And it comes in a box, and the black part in the bottom, that's a bag.
Yeah.
For you to put your yo-yo in. And he also did an original art, if you can see on the left, that's an original artwork for what was supposed to be a commercial item, which never took off.
And they never put that out there.
They
Those
never
are
put
just
it out.
prototypes. Wow,
That's
is a rare
prototype.
piece, man. That's a great piece to have in your collection.
Yeah, so he told me 3 of them
Fantastic.
exist, and I was lucky to have one.
And what's this piece here, the arm? Where did that come from? That's a really interesting piece.
You know, these pieces, this is a very significant piece in my collection as well. It's from Profiles in History, and Profiles in History is owned by Joseph Madalena. He's a top memorabilia collector and salesman. And I got this from a collector who bought it from Profiles in History. Those are the original arms that Brandon used in The Crow when Funboy is ready to shoot him, and Brandon places his hand
over the gun,
on the barrel of the gun, and Funboy shoots and creates this hole.
Wow.
And Brandon looks through the hole.
There, and that's the certificate of authenticity that comes with it, right?
From Profiles in History, signed by Madalena.
Wow, so that's an original piece, man. That's great.
Yeah, man.
That's a fantastic piece, Hector.
Thank you, bro. And the one in the bottom is the slapboard used by the director Alex Proyas during the filming of The Crow. And what's also interesting about this is the date, June 23rd, 1993. Oh,
yeah, look at that.
Which was the last day of shooting.
Right.
But that's not the last day when Brandon died. It's when they went back to the project,
right,
after Brandon had passed.
Right.
And they went back to the project and they said, you know what, we got to put this movie out in memory of Brandon Lee. So that was the last day of shooting.
Oh, I see. So
June
when they remade the movie without him.
When they finished it without him, yeah.
I got you. Wow, those are great pieces, Hector. You should be really proud of this collection, man. This is another great collection of yours.
Thank you, bro.